Yo, how's it going everyone? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. I hope your morning is going really well, and let's jump right into it. Alright, so for today we're going to be doing a raid guide for the legendary Pokemon ZAMAZENTA. It's going to be returning in 5-star raids, and for the most part this is one of those raid bosses that you should do just for the sake of doing it. It's not going to be an impactful Pokemon. If you get yourself a 100% IV ZAMAZENTA, it's not going to be worth all the Stardust and rare candies to power up. It's basically one of those Pokemon that doesn't live up to its potential, unfortunately. The other Pokemon that's very similar to it, Zacian, is actually a lot better. It has a lot of relevance in PvP, but when it comes to ZAMAZENTA, it does fall behind a lot of other fighting types. So regardless of that, let's talk about how you could defeat this Pokemon, and later I'll give some reasons why you should still do this raid battle. ZAMAZENTA is a pure fighting type legendary Pokemon, which means it's only going to have 3 weaknesses: fairy type, flying type, and psychic type attacks. It also is resistant against bug type, dark type, and rock type attacks, so don't bring any Pokemon with these type of attacks. Now, if you want the perfect IVs for ZAMAZENTA, you're going to want one that is 2188, and if it's weather boosted, it's going to be 2735. Those are the magic numbers, so if you want yourself a perfect IV ZAMAZENTA for your collection, then these are the numbers you will want to look for. And then when it comes to what is the weather boost that's going to boost up ZAMAZENTA, it's going to be cloudy weather, because that is the weather boost that boosts up fighting types. Now, if you want to secure the win against ZAMAZENTA, it's actually a little bit tankier compared to other Pokemon. You're going to need about 4 to 5 trainers that are at least level 30, with all their Pokemon being that level. And if you want to challenge yourself, you can duo ZAMAZENTA. Just make sure all of the Pokemon that you bring are the top counters, and they are at least level 40. Now, speaking of which, let's go over the best counters for ZAMAZENTA. It's pretty straightforward. You will want to go with Mega Rayquaza with flying type attacks, and then Shadow Mewtwo with psychic type attacks is also going to be incredibly good. Now, you could go with regular Rayquaza and regular Mewtwo. Those are also going to be top counters. Just make sure you have the right moves on those Pokemon. For Rayquaza, you will want to go with Dragon Ascent. That's going to be the absolute best move against ZAMAZENTA. And then for your Mewtwo's, you want to go with Psystrike. That's going to be a very big hard hitter. Now, if you want to go with budget counters, they're basically going to be the non-psychic and non-flying best Pokemon. That includes Mega Gardevoir as your Mega Evolution. Alakazam is also a really good option, as well as regular Gardevoir with fairy type attacks. All of these Pokemon are really good against ZAMAZENTA, and like I said, it's very straightforward. Just bring your best fighting type counters and you should be good to go. Alright, so like I mentioned earlier, this Pokemon is essentially a one and done raid boss. Like, if you're going to be going after this Pokemon, maybe you could go for the shiny form, but aside from that, this Pokemon does fall off quite a bit compared to the other fighting types. And I think that when it comes to PvP and PvE content, this Pokemon has no place in this game, unfortunately. However, it might still be worth going after because of that shiny form that is now available in Pokemon Go, because one thing about ZAMAZENTA is that it rarely comes back to Pokemon Go. For some reason, Niantic does not bring back Zacian and ZAMAZENTA into raids. They often go back to other Pokemon like Dialga and Palkia, Groudon and Kyogre, Rayquaza, but they often neglect both Zacian and ZAMAZENTA. So there is a little bit of value with these Pokemon in terms of their rarity. Not a lot of people have these Pokemon, and not a lot of people have the shiny forms. So that could be a very good reason why you raid ZAMAZENTA, because having yourself a shiny ZAMAZENTA, especially a Shundo, that would be quite a trophy for your account. But aside from that, I can't say that this Pokemon will have any kind of gameplay impact, but that is certainly subject to change in the future. If they ever do a move shakeup or they buff up certain moves, I think ZAMAZENTA does have a lot of potential. It does have a pretty good stat line, so it can be very impactful in Pokemon Go's PvP scene. It's just very much held back by its move pool, unfortunately. So yeah, I do think that this Pokemon may become relevant in the future, but as of right now, it's not one you should focus on. But yeah, in any case, that's going to be it for this raid guide video. Let me know your thoughts regarding ZAMAZENTA down below. Do you plan to raid for this Pokemon? Are you after its shiny form? Do you recognize the rarity of this Pokemon based on Niantic's release schedule for legendaries? Definitely share your thoughts in the comments, and let's have a great discussion. And that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I will catch you in the next one.